What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial for Intentions by Justin Bieber and Quavo. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button, and let me know down in the comments below what are the songs by Justin Bieber or Quavo that you want to learn on guitar. Guys, the first thing that you want to know to play Intentions by Justin Bieber and Quavo on guitar is that in order to get rid of some bar chords and keep this as beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 2nd fret. And if you don't have a capo, I'll link to get this one for free right up here. The next thing that we'd usually go over is the structure of a song, but for Intentions, we're actually going to repeat the same exact picking pattern through the whole entire song, so we don't need to worry about the structure for this one. And the last thing that you need to know to play Intentions is the 3 chord shapes we're going to use for this song. Now, a quick note about this, we're actually not going to be using these full chords for this picking pattern, but it does help to know these chords so that we know a rough area of where our fingers should land. So the first chord shape we're going to use is a G shape. The next one is an E minor shape. And the last one is a G over C shape. And I'll have chord charts for all of those in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. And with all that in mind, guys, let's dive into Intentions. Whew, I am obsessed with this song right now. It's such a great song, and it's so fun to play. I'm stoked to share with you guys. A quick little note before we dive in. This song is a little bit more tricky than a lot of the songs that we teach on this channel. It's a little bit more involved, takes a little bit more practice, so just be patient with this one because it will take a little bit of time to get it up to full speed. With that in mind, this is a great song for beginner finger pickers or intermediate level finger pickers. Just remember to take it very slowly in the beginning because it will take a lot of practice. So with that in mind, let's dive into this song. Like I said, we do have one picking progression that's going to repeat through the whole entire song. The picking progression is a little bit challenging, for sure, but we do just repeat it through the whole entire song. So once you get it down once, you just repeat the same thing through the whole song. So that makes it a little bit more beginner friendly since we don't have a whole lot going on outside of the picking pattern. So with that in mind, let's take a look at this. We're going to start out here with this G shape, and it's, again, not going to be a full G shape, but we're going to start with the G shape. We're going to have a middle finger on 3rd fret of the low E. We're going to have a pointer finger on 2nd fret of the high E. What we're going to do is we're going to pick through this chord. So we're going to go E, D, G, B, E, and then we're going to pick through it again, but we're not going to do the whole thing. We're going to go E, D, G, and then we're going to take our ring finger down here and put it on 3rd fret of the high E string. And we're going to keep that 2nd fret on the high E string. We're going to pull off from that 3rd fret to the 2nd fret of the high E string. We're going to go just like that. And then we're going to go up here to a 3rd fret with our ring finger on the B string. So 3rd fret, B string, ring finger. And then we're going to take this pointer finger right here and we're going to put it up on 2nd fret of the G string. Just like that. And that's our whole G shape. And we're going to repeat that twice for each time through this picking pattern. So again, slowly through that G shape first. We're going to start with a 3rd fret on the low E string and a 2nd fret on the high E string. We're going to go E, D, G, B, high E. And then we're going to go E, D, G. And then we're going to go 3rd, pull off to 2nd on the high E. And then 3rd on the B. And then 2nd on the G. And we're going to repeat that twice for the very beginning of our picking pattern. So our first part of our picking pattern, the G-shaped part, will look about like this, close to full speed. Now that wasn't quite full speed, but that kind of shows you a little rundown. We're going to do a slow playthrough later of the whole picking progression, and we'll do a couple times through it fast as well, full speed, but we're going to break that down kind of part by part. So after we finish up our G shapes, we're going to be on to our E minor shape. And our E minor shape is actually the easiest part of the song. We're literally just going to make an E minor, and we're just going to play straight through that chord. So what we're going to have is we'll go E minor, which is just 2nd on A, 2nd on D. We're going to pick E, A, D, G, B. Just like that. And that's it for the E minor part. That's the easiest part of this picking progression. From there, we're going to be on to our first G over C, which this is where it gets a little bit tricky and a little bit fast. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit an open low E, and then we're going to put on that G over C shape, which is going to be 3rd fret on the E and A strings and a 2nd fret on the D string. So we hit that open low E, and then we do 3rd low E, 3rd on A, and then 2nd on D, and then open G, and we let that last open G hang for a second, and then we're going to go to a open G and then second G, just like that. So that part, that little E minor to that G over C part will look kind of like this, slowed down. And then we go to the G over C, so open low E, third low E, third A, second D, open G, let that hang for a second, open G again, second G. Just like that. And then a little closer to full speed. So again, not fully full speed, but closer to full speed. After that first G over C, we're going to go back to the E minor shape, same E minor we had before, and we're going to play that the exact same way. We're going to go E, A, D, G, B, just picking straight through the chord, just like that. And then we're going to go to our last G over C, and this is definitely the trickiest part of this progression. So be patient, this one's going to take a little bit of practice. So this is going to be a little bit different here. What we're going to do is we're going to pick that open low E again before we go into our G over C. And then we're going to go here. This is the shape we want to have here. We're going to have a third on the E and A strings. We're going to have a third on the B with our ring finger. And we're going to have a fourth on the D string with our pinky. This is an awkward shape, and just be patient with this one again. It's going to take some practice. So once we have this shape on here, like I said, we hit that open low E as we're going into that chord. And then we go third on the low E, third on the A, and then we go third on the B, and then we go open G, fourth D, and then open G. And that's it. That's the end part of the song right there. That's the last part. So that part right there is the trickiest part, getting that little chord down there. So again, a little walkthrough of that. We're going to go from that last E minor there. We're going to go E, A, D, G, B. Then we're going to do an open E, and then third on the E, third on the A, third on the B, open G, fourth D, open G. And that's the last part of the progression right there. And from there, it just repeats. It repeats that picking pattern over and over and over again throughout the whole entire song, start to finish. So with that in mind, one more little guided walkthrough of the whole entire picking pattern that will repeat all the way through Intentions will look about like this. We're going to start with that G shape. So we've got the third fret on the low E, the second fret on the high E. We're going to go third E, open D, open G, open B, second on the high E. We're going to go back down through that. We got third low E, open D, open G, and then we're going to have on the high E string, third pull off to second, and then we're going to have third B, second G, and then we're going to repeat that whole thing we just played one more time. So third low E, open D, open G, open B, second high E, and then we're going to go third low E, open D, open G, third pull off to second on high E, third B, second G. From there we go to our E minor shape, which is exactly an E minor. So for that one we're going to have open low E, second A, second D, open G, open B, and then we're into our first of the G over C shapes. So for that one we're going to go open low E, third low E, third A, second D, open G, a little bit of a pause here, and then we're going to go open G, second G, and then from there we're back into our E minor shape. We're going to again just pick straight through this one. We've got open low E, second A, second D, open G, open B, and then into our last of the G over C shapes. For this one we're going to play open low E, then we're going to go third low E, third A, then we've got third on the B, then we've got an open G string, fourth D, and then open G string once more. And that is it, guys. That right there, that whole thing is the picking pattern that is going to repeat all the way through Intentions by Justin Bieber. Just like that, all the way through. Now, the tricky part about this is obviously that's a lot going on, but it does repeat through the whole song. So once you get that down really well once, or a couple of times, you can just repeat that same thing through the whole song. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, this took me a lot of practice to get down full speed. So what I always recommend for tricky picking patterns like this, especially finger picking stuff, is start by playing it very, very slowly. Don't try to play this right away full speed with a song. Start really slowly, play that as slowly as you need to, and work up your speed once your fingers kind of get used to the shapes and stuff. Then start working your way into full speed, and eventually work your way into playing in time with the song or along with the song. So biggest moral of the story with all that, just give this one a lot of practice and it will be super fun to play once you get it down. So guys, with all that in mind, I'm going to play through this a couple of times very slowly so that you can make sure that you have all the right stuff in all the right places. And then I'll play through it a couple of times full speed so that you can match it up with the speed of the song. So slowly a couple of times first without me talking will look about like this. And guys, finally, a couple of times through the picking pattern that will repeat all the way through Intentions by Justin Bieber and Quavo, full speed will look about like this. And guys, that is everything that you need to know to play Intentions on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 750 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel, and I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there could not be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to see where I'm traveling, what songs I'm jamming on, or pictures of my dog, you can hit up my Instagram at @thegroovyguitardude. Link for that will be in the description below. And lastly guys, if you want to support the channel and get your name at the end of each new tutorial in the credits, you can hit up my Patreon at patreon.com/thegroovyguitardude. Link for that will be in the description below. Guys, Intentions is such a great song. I'm just completely obsessed with it. I'm pretty sure Guitar Goddess is just getting thoroughly sick of it right now because I just cannot stop listening to it. This song...
Not yet, I'm not.
Not yet.
You're listening to it like 50 times a day, every day.
Which is like pretty much how it's been since yesterday.
But that's how it is when we're learning how to build songs.
We listen to it over and over and over again. So,
We're understanding of that.
yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you're not sick of it just yet, but I'm sure it's coming. I'm going to burn this song out. Guys, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This song is tricky to play on guitar. Now, it does repeat through the whole entire song, that picking pattern. It's the same thing through the whole song. It doesn't change at all. So once you get that picking pattern down once, you just repeat that through the whole song. So that element of it is pretty easy, but there is a lot going on within that picking pattern. The biggest thing is that it's fast. So what I always recommend, and the way that I learned this song and got good at it, is is to play it slowly a million times. Play it slowly as many times as you need to before you try to speed it up to full speed with the song. I played this song probably 100 times slowly before I actually was able to play it full speed along with the song. And I still don't have it down perfect. You guys probably caught a couple of those mistakes in that full speed playthrough. So I recommend that. Just start by playing this picking pattern very slowly, repeat it over and over again slowly as many times as you need to, and then work your way up to full speed from there. So guys, I love this song right now. I had a lot of fun learning it. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning it as well, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.